Here I am, not on your average Royal Enfield, but riding the brand spanking new Interceptor 650 en route to Goa, and you know what? I can't stop riding.
I had to stop, not because the bike is complaining or I am tired. It is because I want to say something. There's a reason you're glued to the screen right now, because this is a Royal Enfield. The first thing that I want to talk about are the vibrations. If you're used to touring on your Royal Enfield, they are your travel companions. And even when you step away from the bike, some of them are still in touch. But not with the Interceptor. I've ridden for about 350 kilometers till now, and neither are my fingers ringing nor are my toes. That's because most of the vibrations are lost as the counterbalanced crankshaft of the new engine does its thing. Well, there's still a bit of buzz going on, but you need that much for a raw mechanical feel. Then I want to talk about the engine itself. There are so many things that you probably know about it, like it displays a 648cc, 80% of the torque is available from as low as 2500 RPM. It has an under-stressed compression ratio, a 270-degree firing order. You can ride it like a Royal Enfield or you can choose not to. At one end of the power band, you can enjoy the lovely, torquey, long-legged gait with the under-stressed engine taking off the revs easily. At the other end, it is a hoot to ride, revving as hard as its long stroke and under-stress compression ratio would allow and making brisk progress. It's not an overwhelming performance, but there's a strong surge of torque as you ring the throttle, certainly stronger than any Royal Enfield ever. But the best part is that the surge can still be felt as the bike thunders to upwards of 160 km per hour on the analog speedo. And when you're done, it will happily cruise at 120 km per hour all day long. By then, the handlebars might be buzzing a little, or maybe because there's an extra cog left. That's right, there is a sixth gear. We are seeing this for the very first time on a Royal Enfield. A word about the gearbox, it is super smooth. In fact, so smooth that you're left wanting for some more mechanical feel, but that's just nitpicking. Now I want to talk about something that is not new to the Royal Enfield experience. This, the commanding riding position. With the Interceptor, however, they have taken things a little further. The seat height is taller than your average Royal Enfield, but that's not so much of a deterrent. What is, however, are the foot pegs poking at your shin when you have your feet on the ground. Let's talk suspension, or how much more comfortable it is than your Royal Enfield. As you can see, it is a pretty conventional setup, 41mm telescopic forks on the front, twin shocks at the rear. But on the road, it is supple and nicely damped. Hitting 170 km per hour on a Royal Enfield was enough firsts for a day, or so I had thought. As we entered the hustle and bustle of a typical Indian town, things started to heat up. And that is where, for the first time, I met a Royal Enfield that can keep its cool. Unlike your Royal Enfield, the Interceptor 650 does not heat up as much in the city. I mean, there is some amount of heat because of this obnoxiously big chrome crankcase, but noticeably lesser than the one that you have. Also, you can't ride one wearing slippers, which is a good thing. I'm also glad to report that it does not feel like a fish out of water, considering the fact that this is the biggest Royal Enfield that we have on sale today. With a lot of engine mass in the center, you can't pivot it quickly for some quick, slow-speed U-turns. And the 37.5-degree steering angle isn't the best. However, there's more than 170 mm of ground clearance for the nastiest of speed breakers, and the slim dimensions allow for easy filtration through traffic. And that's also where the wide handlebar helps. It allows you to control the motorcycle like a T-spanner for directional changes. We'll need some getting used to though. The Harris Performance tuned double cradle frame feels almost over-engineered, extremely rigid. So much so that you would wish for a steering dampener for the lateral vibrations, and that's despite its long footprint. The Pirelli tires and the meaty power delivery meant that I am having fun around every corner. Certainly more fun than any Royal Enfield before. The brakes are superb. Beautiful progression on the front disc makes you a more confident rider. Well, this is not the first time we're seeing an all-new Royal Enfield. You obviously had the Continental GT a few years ago and the Himalayan more recently. But this here has the most potential and is making the most noise. Deservedly so, because as of now, I'm convinced that this is the best Royal Enfield on sale today. So the other question is whether this will be accepted by the sentimental Royal Enfield Brotherhood. Thankfully though, I am in Goa, where the new Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 will face its litmus test, the test of acceptance by the Royal Enfield family here at Rider Mania 2018. Let's see how it goes.
I've got 5 Royal Enfield motorcycles. The newest one is the Himalayan. Before that is the Continental GT, 2 cast iron 350s, and there's a Thunderbird TBTS lying around somewhere. The Interceptor is next, so let's make it 6.
It's the most amazing bike that I've seen so far. It's the perfect Enfield that we've been all waiting for, man.
I mean, come on, the styling is so simple and it's timeless.
So bringing the design back, the old design back to life is a really good concept from Royal Enfield.
To have a parallel twin engine motorcycle, a classic one, and twin with a Cafe Racer and a classic, no comparison whatsoever on the pricing.
Are you planning to buy one? Yes, definitely.
At that pricing, 3 lakhs on road, boom!
This is it, man. This is it. This is a perfect upgrade. Yes, it is better than your Royal Enfield, and it better be, because it is the second most expensive Royal Enfield on sale today. The most expensive obviously is going to be the GT 650. Now, the Interceptor 650 has been very well accepted by the Royal Enfield family as well. But that's not the best part. Drop all the luggage that the Royal Enfield tag brings with it, and you've got yourself a bloody good motorcycle.
I'm in love with a queen and a jet black hair. She's a knockoff tease, but I just don't care. I'm in love with a queen and I won't stop trying.
So I've got 5 Royal Enfield motorcycles. More the merrier. Bike ko ek, bike connect.